Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving way beneath the surface today to uncover the hidden mechanisms of digital influence. We're going to break down some absolutely fascinating research that reveals how the technology we use every single day is systematically designed, not just to serve us, but to persuade us, guide us, and, yeah, even track us.
So, I want to kick things off by asking you a question. When you're just casually browsing the web, who is actually making the choices? You probably think every click, every download, or every newsletter you subscribe to is a completely independent decision made by you, right? Well, prepare to have the rug pulled out from under you, because your digital autonomy might be much more of an illusion than you realize.
Section 1. Computers designed to persuade.
Okay, let's dive into this. To really understand modern tech, we have to look at a field called captology. This was a term coined by Stanford University's B.J. Fogg during his early academic work, and it's defined as the study of computers as persuasive technologies. Notice that word persuasive. This isn't about making a computer calculate things faster or run smoother. It is quite literally about designing technology specifically to change our attitudes and behaviors.
It's this wild intersection. On one side, you've got the human element, behavior change, motivation, shifting attitudes. And on the other side, you have the technology itself, websites, desktop software, mobile apps. Captology is that sweet spot right in the middle. The core takeaway from Stanford's research here is absolutely crucial. All interactive technology fundamentally has the capacity to change user behavior. Now, you might be thinking, oh, this just applies to getting me to buy things on shopping sites or scroll more on social media. Not at all. The focal areas of this kind of interactive technology span almost everywhere. We're talking preventative healthcare, personal finance, occupational productivity, fitness, education, the whole shebang. Wherever you find a digital interface, you'll find the potential for persuasion. To see how this actually works out in the wild, let's contrast two concepts. First, you have macrosuasion. This is obvious stuff. It's a product designed entirely for a persuasive purpose, like downloading an app specifically to help you quit smoking. But then, there's microsuasion. This is much more subtle. These are tiny elements of influence hidden inside otherwise totally neutral products. Think about getting a little burst of digital praise or a rewarding animation in a personal finance app. It gives you a little hit of dopamine, nudging you to keep using it. And this kind of microsuasion is becoming incredibly common across all kinds of software.
Section 2. The rise of dark patterns.
Get a load of this staggering statistic. According to a European Commission publication cited by Finance Watch, 97% of websites and apps in Europe use deceptive UX patterns to manipulate users. 97%! There's almost no way around it. This is often referred to as black UX. And listen, these aren't accidents and they aren't bugs. They are deliberate, calculated design tactics engineered to trick you into making choices that just aren't in your best interest.
So, the real trick is knowing how to spot them in the wild. Think about your own everyday online experiences. Have you ever clicked yes super fast just to get through a checkout screen, only to realize later you've been trapped in some daily newsletter subscription? Or, oh man, have you ever tried to cancel a service and suddenly you're forced to navigate this endless, confusing maze of menus, dodging all these guilt-tripping prompts, asking if you're really truly sure you want to abandon them? We've all been there. Those are dark patterns. They completely exploit our natural tendency to skim read and make snap decisions.
Section 3. The invisible tracking web.
Now, you might be thinking you're safe because you avoid the traps and outright refuse to create accounts on certain platforms. Well, actually, scratch that. You are still being cataloged. Tech giants use something called shadow profiles. These are highly consistent digital identities built on non-users completely without their consent. How do they do it? By harvesting data provided by your social circles, your IP addresses, and unique browser fingerprints. The genuinely unsettling reality here is that if you ever do decide to join one of these platforms, years of accumulated behavioral data can be instantly matched and linked right to your brand new account. Now, what's really interesting about this data is the sheer massive scale of the operation. According to DuckDuckGo's Tracker Radar, as reported by Anadolu Agency, Big Tech's invisible tracking network is absolutely enormous. Google can observe user data on roughly 70% of all visited websites. Think about that for a second. Microsoft tracks about 30%, and Facebook comes in at nearly 20%. They pull this off using invisible tracking pixels. These are tiny, transparent graphic files deployed across millions of websites and emails that quietly send your activity straight back to corporate servers.
Section 4. Shadow profiles and healthcare data.
So, we know these invisible trackers are lurking on a vast majority of websites, but where exactly is this tracking taking place that makes it so incredibly concerning?
It's not just retail sites trying to sell you shoes or social media blogs.
According to a large-scale study published in the PNAS Nexus academic journal, 66% of U.S. hospitals use tracking pixels on their websites. Let that sink in. This means that highly sensitive, deeply personal details, like which clinics patients are looking at or which specific medical conditions they are anxiously searching for, are actively being transmitted back to major technology companies.
To put that into perspective with a specific example from the source material, let's look at Advocate Aurora Health. They're one of the largest nonprofit healthcare systems in the US. They used Metapixel and Google Analytics on their sites, originally just trying to improve their web services. But in doing so, these tools quietly transmitted the personal health information of around 3 million patients to third-party tech firms. 3 million people. That's enough to populate a major city. Naturally, this massive friction between digital marketing tools and patient privacy led to a huge class action lawsuit.
Section 5. Pushing back on deception.
But it's not all doom and gloom. There is a serious pushback happening, primarily on the legal and regulatory fronts. All around the world, new laws are severely penalizing this kind of non-consensual data sharing. In the European Union, you have the GDPR, and in Turkey, the KVKK. Both of these frameworks require explicit, undeniable consent for non-essential tracking. Back in the US, over 50 class action lawsuits have been filed against companies like Meta and Google, specifically concerning tracking pixels in the healthcare sector. On top of that, the Federal Trade Commission has been handing down millions of dollars in fines.
In fact, if we look at the government's current legal stance on this whole invisible ecosystem, it's pretty clear. The U.S. Federal Trade Commission has officially labeled the undisclosed operation of tracking pixels a deceptive practice, point blank. It's viewed as an unfair commercial practice that risks online consumer safety, and it's sparking some very aggressive regulatory action across the globe.
So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with this final thought. The next time you're online, take a moment to look just a little bit closer at the interfaces you're interacting with. Ask yourself, are your digital choices truly your own, or are you just navigating someone else's carefully designed maze? The more we understand about things like captology, dark patterns, and those invisible pixels, the better equipped we all are to reclaim our digital autonomy. Thanks so much for learning with me today. I hope this leaves you eager to dig even deeper into your own digital footprint.